everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in SCP, the Serpent's Plan, Part 8. Today is August 11th, 2022, and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audio casts are being made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, or in the case of this Call of Cthulhu game, that's also where we level up all of our skills. So if you're kind of trying to figure out, hey, how you guys getting better at stuff, just join us in Nights in the Courtyard. Again, it's totally free. Patreon.com/indooradventures. But we also have the easiest way to join us being our Discord. The link can be found in the Twitch chat to the side, or in the video, or in the description of this video or audio cast down below. But let's say that you already support us on Twitch, you already support us on Patreon and YouTube and all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, well, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, and mugs, journals, stickers. We have all sorts of shit. Did I mention posters? I like the one that's on my door. It's great. But most importantly, we also have Tia masks. That's right, we got masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, designed by our very own Cyberwolf 1201, where all of the proceeds of our merch is currently going to help support Doctors Without Borders. The world's a little scary out there, so, you know, gear up and hope for the best. Wink. But that is it for my opening spiel. Again, you can go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is indooradventure, no S at the end, .com. With that in mind, hey, PB, who you playing today?
Hi, I am PB. I'm playing Maggie, the grease monkey mechanic, who is working on a car right now, completely oblivious to the situation outside. She, her pronouns for Maggie. And
don't forget to unmute yourself for our CC, so that way it can be picked up in the chat. Hello, everybody. I am the Indoor Adventurer. I use he, him. And tonight I will be playing as Bucky Howard, who is also a little oblivious right now, but a lot more oblivious around the outside of things and not what is being recognized inside of the lake. God told me not to recognize it, and I didn't listen. That's me. GB?
Greybeard of Greybeard's Tavern, and tonight I'll be playing Klifton Kai, the Mystic Yogi. I'm mentally surveying the area of auras and whatnot, and I hope to help save Bucky's life. Otherwise, well, love you, Buck. That's it for me, GB.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae. I'm going to be playing as Revna, who is a two-fisted tribe member, a Viking. And she's busy fixing a car. So, you know what? Whatever happens to Bucky happens.
Now I am Mediaflare, they, them, and I will be your keeper or dungeon master or game master tonight. And I suppose Bucky's life is mostly in my hands right now, which is pretty interesting. But before we get into that, if my party can earmuffs, I will do a recap that they are no longer allowed to hear. SCP 6758 Incident Report, Final Addendum. It is at this point that the operation went a bit out of hand. Initially, we had planned on tracking the anomalous members of the task force known as Mu2 Country Roads in order to hopefully follow them to a lead to the Serpent's Hand, as we have had uncovered that at least one of the four members is a member of the Serpent's Hand or ally. Upon the party staying for a long time at the zoo, the task force that we had attached to watch them became suspicious and began moving in. They accidentally got into combat with the party, and we have now lost track of the anomalies. We have issued a Class 1 emergency. Any local task force members or operatives in the 5-mile radius will be swarming onto the zoo in order to attempt to contain these anomalies before they get lost in the woods or worse. From here forward, all of the anomaly logs regarding 6758 will be followed by links to SCP-3008 as their incident reports connect to that. All right. So, last session, Maggie was installing the GPS tracking system that was in their Humvee into a nice Pontiac Sunbird convertible in order to keep the GPS, as well as hacking into it to make sure that the GPS was not tracking their particular vehicle. Revna was assisting Maggie with this, and Klifton was resting on a park bench doing a combination of mental gymnastics in someone else's head, as well as keeping an eye and ear out on the environment. And Bucky was at the lake depositing the Humvee into the water in order to dispose of the evidence and return to the party and ride away into the sunset with a new car. Unfortunately, as they finished their objective, they did successfully launch a Humvee into the water. They didn't even use the boat ramp. They just went right off the side to make it splash hard. They turned around victoriously and started to walk away, but then heard something and turned around and looked a little bit more at the lake and noticed a pile of bodies floating. Not really a pile, a collection of bodies floating in the water. And upon looking a little bit closer and hearing a familiar voice, Bucky realized that their lost love, Claire, was calling for help in the middle of this lake. Bucky, what are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling torn. I do remember that I succeeded one sanity check previously, but that was after I was already like leggies like up to my thighs in lake water. He knows that this isn't the place where Claire is supposed to be, but it's been a couple of days since, you know, the love machine told him what was what. It might not be. It could be Claire. He doubts that it's Claire because God said that Claire was somewhere else, but like he's all sorts of confused. He's all messed up inside, I would say. Is what he killed some men earlier today.
Yeah, that was earlier today.
That was like 2 hours ago.
But yeah, as you are treading a little water and being emotionally torn, make me a sanity check. And I'm going to say you need to make a half pass or better. I've been too conditioned to 5th edition's advantages and disadvantages and forgot that that's how their difficulties work.
Hey, so quick question. Oh, no, because it rolled over. So in D&D, the high number is good, right? But what say you roll a 99 on a sanity check to not go into the lake? Because I know a 99 is
sure is
suboptimal, and I don't think I can push a sanity roll.
You can push, but you cannot spend luck.
Hey,
But
anything's better than a 99 right now.
Fail on a critical, I can't help you.
Well, it's I don't know what to do otherwise, so we're pushing. Ain't that just the way? My sanity is at 64, and I rolled a 65.
And so it is. Meanwhile, back at, well, we'll stay with Bucky for a couple of more seconds as Bucky is struggling with themselves, but they hear, "Oh my God, Bucky! Bucky, I'm like drowning or something. Oh my God, it's so gross. Bucky, help. Oh, Bucky, I might die. This really sucks."
Claire, no! Don't worry, babe, I got you!
So, meanwhile, Klifton was just coming to a bit of a revelation when they were sitting and observing the neighborhood just in case something spooky happened. They started to put pieces together and realized that this is prime, like, spring break, move into your cabin season, and there is like no one here, and it is very quiet, even lacking in like normal insect and fauna sounds. What's Bucky think, or what's Klifton thinking with that?
Oh, he's hairs on the back of his neck, total goosebumps as that realization occurs. Probably running towards the car, and quietly, and as he's getting closer, a little louder and a little louder, like, something's wrong. Maggie, Revna, something's very wrong. No, listen. And then I give him a second while there's no noise.
Yeah, give me a listen check, Revna.
I can do that. That's a success.
All right, so you listen, and you don't hear any fires or anything, or any breaking windows. You don't really hear much at all. In fact, you also kind of start to notice that there's no like evening chirping and squawking that you're used to when you used to camp out in the woods during raids.
No bugs, no birds, nothing. It's like everything is dead. Where's Bucky? He's not back.
As Klifton asks that, they hear from the distance, without even needing to make a check, "Oh my God, Claire!"
And Klifton will swear probably for the only second or third time you guys have ever heard, and it's always about Bucky. And I'll just start running.
Yeah, Revna chucks a wrench down onto the ground and like smooth run towards that sound.
All right, Maggie, are you going to continue working on what you are working on?
I'm gonna roll out carefully from what I'm working on because I don't want to accidentally pull anything. And I'm just gonna sit up in the chair and just grab the rag that I'm using to wipe the sweat off of my brow, and I'll sit in the chair for a second and catch my breath and look at them just run off into the distance, and just see if Bucky is actually in danger, because it's not the first time I've just heard Bucky say, "Oh my God, Claire." And to me, look, Maggie's a city dweller. Anything that's not the city is quiet. This is just the outdoors. This is what it just sounds like. So it feels like they're making a big deal out of nothing. So I'm just gonna sit in the in the driver's seat, legs outside, leaning out, seeing if Bucky's fine or whatever.
Okay, all right. So as Maggie takes a quick fiver and hopes for the best, Revna and Klifton sprint. What are your movement scores? I believe Clifton's a bit of a slow one.
Move 6.
Move 6.
Mine's 8.
8. Okay. So Revna starts quickly creating a gap between Klifton and themselves as they are running towards the lake. Revna, give me a luck check with a penalty die.
So I'm doing a luck check with a penalty die. Luck checks are exactly the same as other checks, right?
Yeah.
So I will be taking the higher of the two.
Yeah.
Okay. Oof. Wow. I was lucky. It's a success.
It is a success. Okay. So you come wrapping around a building, losing sight of Klifton behind you, but seeing the lake and the boat ramp and seeing Bucky chest high in water moving towards the center of the lake. And as you see this, you also see the things that Bucky is heading towards. So give me a sanity check.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all.
Just push it. It's fine.
It's been a while since we've played.
It's been a while.
I mean, if I push a sanity check, it means that like the worst possible thing happens, right?
Yeah,
Like
if you ever push a check and fail, you get dire consequences.
Right. But I feel like things are pretty dire as it is.
That is true. It's dire if you do, dire if you don't.
Okay. Well, I've got enough luck that I might be able to take it.
Also, as the kid who says, "Teacher, we have homework."
Yes.
This lake is an SCP, correct?
Yes.
So when we encounter the SCP, don't we take sanity damage?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you? I looked away when you were rolling your sanity check. Did you pass or fail?
I failed.
Revna.
Oh, very much failed.
Very much failed.
Yeah.
That sucks. All right. So, on top of taking a single point of sanity damage for seeing this lake and hearing Bucky mention all this lake bullshit up until now, you immediately draw the lines that this is the lake we aren't supposed to be fucking around with. But as you look up a little bit to see what Bucky is so desperate to get towards, you see that they are a collection of floating bodies, people in leather and splint armor, and one of them having a ring made of silver and a cut emerald that you recognize. You think to yourself, "Oh God, what is her name?
Espen.
Is that her? Is that them? Is that your clan?"
Am I allowed to spend luck to, I mean, because I'm on account of my resilience, am I allowed to apply that to seeing an SCP?
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
I refused at one point.
Yeah. Oh, no, it is dire. I think that like there's just like a really steely look in Revna's eyes, and she hesitates a moment longer than she normally would. It might be enough time for Klifton to catch up.
Mm-hmm. So Klifton, as you kind of like to keep up with Revna around the corner, Revna is standing still with a face of like shock, denial, argument in their own head, frozen, while you see that Bucky is again chest high like starting to get to the point where they're going to lean forward and start making kickies in this lake. And you also are standing outside this lake. So give me a sanity check.
Oh, damn my rules. That was an extreme success. Oh, sanity doesn't have extremes though, right? Right. Okay. Yes. So pass. Easy
All
peasy
right.
by like 40 points.
So you're going to take the 1 point of sanity damage for seeing this lake. You see what looks like floating bodies in the water, and immediately hear Bucky repeating the thing that they said someone called God told them. You do not recognize these bodies. You do not recognize these bodies. And every time you kind of like see in the corner of your eye something you feel like might be familiar, you look down at Revna's feet. So you have time to react to this situation.
All right. Figuring that trying to overpower Bucky is gonna suck. I'll smack Revna and put my amulet like in her face, like in front of her, to like snap her out of it. Like, hey, Bucky needs you, you know. And I will, if need be, use hypnosis to try to.
Yeah, we're going to need some clairvoyant action, as it seems that Revna's not in full control of their own mind anymore.
Oh, good.
You
Okay.
better roll well.
Yeah.
You do not recognize. You do not recognize.
Nice. Okay. So I'm trying. My other Cthulhu game, you push the buttons, you don't roll dice. All right. That's a success. Not
Awesome.
half, not extreme.
So using your training and skills, Revna, you start to hear, distant at first, but finally coming into focus, Klifton's voice. And you see that they are in front of you, performing hypnotic gestures, and have snapped you out of the situation. Bucky.
Yeah.
You're fully captured by this thing.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot make any more checks at this point.
Nope.
So you see Bucky is starting to kick now as they start to swim. Bucky's got their shoes on and their clothes on and everything. Like, they are already like in a bad situation, and they are swimming towards these bodies in the middle of the lake. That Revna, you feel like kind of look like your lost wife and clan, but for now at least have like awareness of yourself again.
I'm gonna backhand Klifton and jump into the water.
Bucky's just yelling, "Don't worry, babe. We can get back. I'll save you."
Oh my God, Klifton! Oh, everything is wet. Please help! Oh my God, this is terrible. You should
Klifton.
join us. You should join us. It'll be so much better if you just join us. You know, like it'll be back like it used to be. You know?
She's
And
right,
you can
Klifton.
you can just let things go, you know, and just let the darkness like wash over you and stuff. It's gonna be great.
And so Revna dives into the water. Make a swim check.
Oh no, I'm a Viking. I couldn't possibly know how to swim. That is a mega success.
Mega success. So, oh yeah,
Mega
you
success. Just
like as you start running towards it, you're already like sending your boots flying off in opposite directions, and you like full on athletic dive into the water and start to swim up. You're next to Bucky already. Like they are struggling and less athletic than you, so it was no contest. Klifton, what are you doing as Revna turns and runs into the lake after Bucky?
To be
Search.
fair, I made a swim check as well, and I got a success on my swim.
Okay, but like, what did you roll?
I got a 16
I got
out of 20.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my God.
Out of 20.
Shit.
Out of 20.
You got a 16?
Yeah, I rolled a 16.
Well, I guess that would be the only way to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for a rope life preserver, life hook, anything to assist in getting them the hell back out of the water.
All right. Give me a spot hidden.
All right. That's an S. Those are letters, Okay. Rock. That's a lot of points. Let's see. 59. 77. Take 59 away. How many points is that? Sorry, dyslexia.
59 minus what?
77. That's how far.
22.
It's 22 points.
Or no, it'd be
18?
18. Yeah,
It
it'd
is
be
18.
Okay. I will spend the 18 luck points.
I'm assuming turning a fail into a success.
Yes, please.
All right, so you frantically start looking around, and luckily this is a dock, so there are boats everywhere. And you run to the nearest one and just like jump into it, and manage to find like a long curved pole and a life preserver fucking thing, lifesaver, and like run to the edge of the docks.
All right. Yeah, I will assist when I can.
Okay. All right. So swimmers, can I get checks from y'all?
That's a fail.
I got another success.
Nice. All right. So you easily can like outpace Bucky. What do you
Deep
do
is the
once you are
water.
up in their face?
How deep is the water?
At this point, y'all are like fully floating. There is no bottom that you can tippy toe and touch.
Okay. In that case, Revna like full on just like dives under the water and then comes up underneath him.
All right. You dive under the water to come up underneath Bucky, and can I get a sanity check from you?
I'm not
As-
coming back up, baby.
As soon as your eyes focus to the dark water,
That's a failure.
fuck, there are hundreds of bodies in this water, and it looks like they're like their ankles are caught by seaweed or something, as they're all like floating, hands upward, and you swear they are like reaching and clawing to try and grab at you. You are taking 3 points of sanity damage.
I'm spending the luck for it.
All right. And I'll say, since you spent the luck to recover the sanity, you won't fall under the lake's effects for now. But it was spooky, and you do come up underneath Bucky.
She's gonna hook an arm underneath him and like start doing like the side stroke back.
Revna, no! Just get Claire, not me! She's down there, I can hear her!
She's gonna like tighten that arm a little bit to like almost put him in a sleeper hold.
All right. So Klifton and Revna, let's see what we can do here. If Klifton would like to give me a throw to yeet the life raft near them, or to use your pole to try and grab at them.
I am probably better at bowling than throwing.
Okay, so that so instead of throw, is there like an athletics type thing? I'm gonna say the closest thing we've got is climb for upper body strength.
Okay.
And then Revna, you are doing a swim check. You have to get a hard success due to the fact that Bucky is flailing and trying to continue swimming away from you. And
Well, that is a hard success.
all right.
Yeah.
Swimming, you guys?
I can spend another 18 points if that will help you. What do you think, Revna? You need the assist?
I feel pretty confident so far.
All right, I'll take the fail on that then.
Okay, so Klifton is trying to get this pole towards you so you can grab it. Bucky is kicking and moving too much for Revna to get a hand up on it, and you forego it and start swimming towards the boat ramp. All three of you, well, Bucky's already lost. Revna and Klifton make sanity checks as the lake is still in your eyesight and still constantly calling out to you.
Success.
Okay.
Failure.
Shit.
I don't know if you guys understand how low my sanity is, right?
Oh, we all know. It started off at like what, 15?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So Revna risks a quick glance over their shoulder because they were not raised on main Europe mythologies. And so they look over their shoulder at the Lake of the Dead, and their heart you just can't convince yourself to leave the lake. Bucky is screaming something about Claire and trying to go over there. You have no idea who Claire is, but you definitely know it's none of your clanmates. Bucky's insane. They're a lost cause. But you swear you see like some movement from like your clanmates. Like some of them might still be alive. Revna, help. You left me, Revna. Please help me.
She's compelled to return.
You are compelled to return. Klifton, help.
There's like a look between Revna and Bucky where they're like, yeah, it's in the lake. Well, let's go.
How long has it been? How long have they been gone at this point?
You know what? Yeah, I'll let Klifton think things over, and we're going to switch the camera over to Maggie as you start to hear like a bunch of yelling and splashing from the lake. You hear Bucky's screaming, you hear like Klifton yelling something, and then Revna's shouting something too. And there's like a moment of silence as like all the splashing stops for a bit, and then the splashing continues again. What's going through your head as you're trying to like just imagine what's going on down there?
At first, I'm squinting down there trying to figure out what's going on. Because, it probably wouldn't be out of character for Bucky to jump into the lake and just like cool off. Especially after, 2 hours ago. I was gonna say earlier in the day, but like it was just like a couple hours ago at most. Mm-hmm. But then hearing multiple splashing, like Revna wouldn't do that. Klifton maybe, but Revna wouldn't. So now I'm just, as the seconds keep going, and I grow more and more concerned to the point that I turn on the car and I start driving down towards them.
All right. As you turn to like grab the keys off the passenger seat where you last threw them, you have someone in the car with you. If I remember right, it was Revna and Bucky who were outside meeting God.
It was Maggie and Bucky.
It was Maggie.
Okay, so it is a
and,
familiar person to you at least, as you see the person SCP-343 eating like a small little bowl of popcorn. And they're like, I don't know if you need to worry that much. I mean, I think Revna's a pretty good swimmer.
As soon as I notice that there's someone in the car with me, especially after, it's kind of like in that moment in like the scary movie where like the violins are just like starting to get a little bit louder and louder with that creepy noise, and it's just very eerie, and like you just feel very uncomfortable that anything would like set you off. Like I'm at that like heightened adrenaline point where I'm like ready to crank that Fast and Furious that bitch towards them. And the last thing I did before I closed the door was pick up the wrench that Revna threw on the ground.
Mhm.
And so as soon as I see somebody is next to me, I like go to whack first and then turn to see what is there. Because like my friend, if this isn't my friends, whoever's here is not my friend.
Mhm.
And whether I hit them or not, I won't like hit them with force once I notice that it's not God. And I'll be like, Jesus fucking Cristo, bro. You can't just do that. I'm in the middle of something and I'm like going to turn on the car and starting to crank it into gear at the same time.
And they like stand up and like, or like sit up and like pull the keys from underneath. I was sitting on them and handed them to you.
I can't. What do you mean Revna's a good... there obviously something's going on and I'm putting in drive and I'm going.
as you like turn and gun it, 343 like reaches up and just like holds the convertible button as the lid starts to go up. So you're driving down the road, you got a bit of a sail going on as the convertible is slowly retracting its hood, and you are gunning down to the lake. The car is a lot faster than feet, so within seconds you are seeing the scene. Well,
I'd like to look for the danger. I don't know what the danger may be, but something must be happening.
Okay, so when you go to look for the danger, 343 puts their hands in front of your face for a sec. Just, whoa, hey, remember the thing. You can't do the thing, all right? You just don't look at it. They're literally in the lake right now. You don't want to do it. We're gonna have to play like the blind game for this. You cool with that? You're muted.
What am I supposed to do then? I'm looking, I guess, for Klifton, who maybe isn't like near the shore or something. I'm like looking away from the lake as I'm like, parking the car.
Mm-hmm.
I keep doing this. It's probably a fucking manual. I'm parking the car and like reaching behind me, trying to open the damn door.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, didn't you say like a day and a half? What are you doing here? And I'm like, Klifton, what's happening right now? And why are you here?
Yep, Klifton, you hear Maggie fucking pull this car up and start shouting shit.
They're in the water. Try not to look at it. The water, that is. And I'll try to claw. I'm trying to claw at them in the water.
Right.
With the hook.
Make me a climb check. Because of Revna's like strength and stamina, they did bring them closer to you, so hopefully you'll be able to get them this time.
No, and it's too far to even spend points on.
Emergency rescue is not something you trained in.
Nope.
You could push it.
Sure, I will specifically drown you, Bucky, for pushing
Back
it.
Bucky on the top of the head with the pole.
I know. Yeah, nope. A smidge worse. So yeah. No.
So as Klifton tries and like does a reach out, they almost lose their balance for a second and like helicopter arm themselves back, but you let go of the pole and it just floats in the water at a distance now. You lost that item.
I'm just like, Klifton, what are you trying to do all I hear is splashing behind me. What is happening?
And I'm looking away from the lake, and I'm like, they're charmed or something by the lake, and it has them enthralled. They're going to drown.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing right now? What are you like reaching at them for? What are you splashing around for?
I'm trying to save them.
Yeah, very descriptive. And I like start looking in like my bag for quite literally anything that could like act as some, I don't know what I need. Obviously not looking at the lake. I guess looking for something that could like some sort of like life, I don't know what they're called, the like inner tubes that like you throw.
Life
like
preserver.
something, yeah, life preserver. Anything with that kind of energy. I'm just like ripping through the bag of things that I have and like anything that might be in this car that we've moved over from the Humvee.
All right. Roll me a luck check.
With luck, which one is that lower? As low as everything?
Yeah, as everything.
Then that is. There's no half successes with luck, right? It's just pass or fail.
Pass fail.
All right, pass.
Pass. All right. So as you are looking around the car, frantically trying to find something that can help, at this point, 343 is now sitting on like the head section of the back seats, and they are leaning on one of the rifles that y'all had brought from the Humvee, one of the net guns. And as they watch the chaos ensue, they go, "Oh, the worst part about all of this is even if you get them out of the water, there's a good chance they're not going to be the same anymore." What are you looking for?
I just literally, the fucking net guns, of course, thank you. Like, get the fuck off of it and grab for the gun. And I'm just like, Klifton! And I'm like holding out the gun. I'm like, Klifton, the net gun! The net gun!
Who's better at rifles here?
Clifton's running there, but he's never fired a weapon in his life. He's a passive.
I have a 25, which is basic, the same, just the regular one.
Yep, me too.
All right,
You've already looked at the lake. This one's yours. You've passed your sanity check. I haven't.
Right.
Here you go.
Okay.
I'm still not looking into the lake. Here you go. I'm just like waving it.
Yep. I'll take
So haphazardly. I'm like, okay, there you go. There you go.
Well, that's happening.
Good luck.
Can Bucky be like just like dead eye looking at Revna, being like, but he's not saying Claire's in there anymore. He's saying they're in there. Like, it stopped being a specific person and started being like, no, you don't understand. Like, they're in there. We can save them.
And there's this sort of like familiar bond between Bucky and Revna. As Revna, you agree that like these are your old friends. You've walked and fought with them. You went to school with them. Bucky was there. And right there, class of 74. So
Best friend.
both of you start to kind of align what you are seeing, and it starts to blur the lines, and you start thinking of things that both of you have experienced as the same thing.
Oh my god.
We gotta save them.
The class press is in there.
You still have a bit of control over yourself, Revna. How would you like to fight the situation?
Bucky is like trying to like swim forward still.
When Revna's hunting party perished before, a good number of them she abandoned. She would be willing to do it again.
Wow!
That is
That
rough.
is the way that she would
Fucking
survive.
cold.
All right. I will let you roll sanity with a bonus die for that.
Oh my god.
As you remember that you have been in insane situations just like this before, and the only way you pulled out of it was to turn on your own people, and it wouldn't be the first and it shouldn't be the last, I guess.
So look out for number 1. All right, that bonus die is helping out an awful lot, I gotta say. Are you allowed to spend points in a luck check to get it, or not luck, sanity check to get it into?
Nope.
You're
You
not?
can push, but you cannot spend luck.
Then nope, there's no way to do it. It's not happening.
Damn. Revna, kind of disagree with yourself as you remember, like, you fucked up the last time. You left them behind, but they're there now. They're there. They're right there. And y'all can get back together again. You, your clan, Bucky, you can go back to school and graduate. It doesn't matter if the bus got in the lake or not. It just matters that you are all together again.
Look,
She's literally fighting herself the whole way, but the lakeside is winning.
Clifton,
We
would
went
you
to
like
Lakeside
make a
High
very
together.
important shot.
Yep. Okay. Come on. Get the amulet. I took it off. What am I thinking? Oh, okay. So I have a 25, but I rolled a 48. How much luck is that?
23.
Pittance. I'll spend it. And then he
If
just
you
kinda-
were to shoot one of the two of them
Okay.
with the net gun, who would you save?
Bucky.
Commander Shepard, this is your choice.
Bucky. If I can only shoot one.
Mm-hmm.
But I am willing to spend the 23 or whatever you said luck points either way.
Okay. So with a hard choice to make, you have to go for your friend, however lost they may seem, and you turn and you fire that net gun and wrap Bucky up in this as they are now struggling to swim, and Revna lets go of Bucky and continues to swim towards their tribe. Not the outcome I was expecting. It's at this point that Revna is so deep in the water that it is hard to differentiate her and those floating bodies. And eventually all of the rippling of someone swimming comes to a stop as there's an additional body in the water. And you all recognize this one. Bucky's secured, at least. Clifton, you are looking at the lake when you shot this gun. So give me a sanity check. You're going to have a penalty die because you see Revna in the water.
Okay. Penalty died. Where are you at? There you are. How does that? Okay. Oh, it does work like that. Yeah. I'm gonna have to push that because that's a 90 with the penalty die.
I love this game.
And that's a 91 with the penalty die. So pushed and failed.
Revna! So Clifton throws their harpoon gun to the side, or their net gun, and attempts to save Revna. Give me a swim check.
Bucky is entangled in a net in the water. Is he just sinking now?
Wait, who? What?
Question.
Bucky.
So Maggie, you hear the sounds of Clifton firing the weapon and the sounds of Bucky's voice, like confused but also gargling. It sounds like they got netted, but also now they are in kind of like a technically worse situation now, as they are just tangled and sinking.
I'm just like, Clifton, did you get him? Did you get him? I'm looking at 343 and I'm like, did he get him?
Oh yeah, they got Bucky. But they jumped into the lake too. Also, I think
Son of
Revna's
a-
dead.
What do you mean?
It's a
Where's
lot to
Bucky?
process, I understand, but you still need to continue acting. For now, Bucky's the one gargling.
Where is he attached to the gun? And I'm like backing up towards the lake. As I'm doing it, I'm
Left,
like putting.
three to the left. Okay. Okay, two to the right.
Okay.
Put your arm down.
Okay.
You feel that? You've got the metal right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's the gun. You got this.
Okay. And I'll start pulling
Okay.
on this, trying to muscle, I guess, Bucky back up onto shore.
Give me a strength check. Ability
Okay.
score.
Let's see.
Lake is
what
fucking
the fuck
scary.
that? Dude, it's fucking scary. I'm spooked. That is a 41. That is a regular pass.
Okay, so you manage to drag the trapped Bucky to shore. They are still screaming about trying to get into this lake, but you at least have them safe and trapped and able to move. One person is saved. Klifton, you are swimming towards Revna now in an attempt to save her, as you hear her mention that she has finally rejoined her wife, and things will be fine. Give me a sanity check.
This is
Oh,
what it is.
look.
It's Espen. Espen, can you see the sun?
All right.
See it rising.
What the fuck?
Whew. Okay, so can you spend luck points on sanity check?
You can only
No?
push.
All right, because I missed it by like 3. So I guess I push. Oh, you fudge nugget, get in the tray. Oh, easy peasy by like 60 points.
You come to a stop in the water as you realize, like, you are in the fucking, like, you don't know what happened, but you should not be here. Give me a swim check to get back to shore.
Oh, you're freaking fracking me. All right, there's no way. I suck at this. I am going back to the Y MCA, and I am learning to swim. I will spend the 31 points because swimming is not my forte.
All right. So Klifton
Yes.
crawls themselves back onto the shore, soaking wet, exhausted. Bucky is secured, and Revna joins their wife and clan finally in Valhalla, or in the bottom of this lake with the class of 74. I don't really know what happens to the dead after they're lost really here. It's kind of a mystery, but Revna is gone. And with that, we can go into a very sad break.
We need to adjust the layout anyway, so we're gonna be back in 5 to 10 minutes, everybody. Don't go nowhere unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or, you know, possibly like hold on to a small, cute animal or something. And
Oh god, it's green screen.
That's even better. You do not recognize the bodies in the lake. So, see y'all shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. And we're back. Hello, everybody. We have returned. Revna, media, take us away.
All right, to do a quick recap of what happened before the break, Bucky had heard the voice of their lost love, Claire, and jumped into SCP-2316. You do not recognize the bodies in the water. Revna and Klifton tried their hardest to help, but even Revna was overpowered by the mimetic properties of the lake, and they started to believe they were a member of the class of 76 and they had to save their tribe/classmates, and died next to what they believed was their wife. Bucky was caught in a net and dragged, kicking and screaming, back to the shore. And we'll say, for safety's sake, Klifton and Maggie threw Bucky in the back seat with God and got the fuck away from the lake. Probably just like wrapped around our building real quick just so it was out of eyesight. And now you are sitting there. Y'all are all very soaked. Maggie's got like Bucky splash all over them. And God is like, I should probably give y'all a minute. I am working on an errand, so I'll be in earshot. But and they just climb out of the car and
Comes out the
step
window. Doesn't
through
even
the
open it.
wall of the house that you were nearby and just like disappears from view, literally.
I'm still in the net, correct?
You are bundled up in a net.
Okay.
The doors are all locked. I'm just like, what the fuck happened?
Okay, the doors are locked, but the top is down. Remember, you guys put the top down. God put the top down. So
what happened? You were gone for like 10 minutes.
She's still in there. She's still in there, Maggie. They're all still in there. We can save them. You gotta look. They had those like little weird red berry things. They can heal people. I could give Revna back. We could give her the weird red berry.
I SWAT behind me, like as if I'm gonna slap Bucky, but they're still like in a bundle. So I just reach behind the chair and I just like SWAT at them. And I'm like, we've had one thing that not God told us, and it was we don't recognize the damn bodies in the lake.
Yeah, you're right. This is God's fault. You should just let me out and I'll chase him down.
You are gonna stay right there.
Oh.
I'm gonna try to hypnotize him.
Amazing.
Okay. What's your goal in the hypnotism?
Oh, to if nothing else, cause focus, and I'm trying to break him free the healing, get him away from the lake, or take that away. But if nothing else, just to snap
Just
him.
be here. Be here and now.
Exactly.
All right. Give me a hypnosis check.
Oh, 09.
Ooh, very nice. Yes. So, is that under your extreme or is that under half?
That is under extreme. 11 is the
Nice.
extreme. So
So
yes.
I will say for at least the next 24 hours,
Okay.
Bucky regains themselves fully.
Bucky.
Why am I in a net?
Uh,
Why am I wet?
An SCP took over your being for a while, and Maggie pulled you from the lake. SCP.
Oh fuck! It was that thing.
Yeah, you recognize the people in the lake. I'm
That.
sorry. And I'll start trying to help him out of the net.
Thanks. So wait, hold on. So I recognized the bodies in the lake. I'm sorry, God. I failed you.
That's cool.
Yeah, he was.
God, are you listening?
Are you there, God? It's me,
listening?
Jacob Bucky Howard.
Yeah, exactly.
So while you have calmed Bucky down and are helping them out of the net, can everyone give me a listen check?
That's a critical success.
Fantastic.
Ooh. Ooh. What the fuck is that gonna be? For a listen? Oh, that's not a critical. It's a half success. I got
All
a
right.
12.
Nice.
Cool.
I don't hear anything. I'm an old man.
Yeah. Clifton is too busy focusing on untangling wires and stuff. But Maggie and Bucky hear the sound of many vehicles approaching.
Son of
They
a fucking bitch.
Bucky can pick out the fact that they sound just like the Humvee that you just drove into the lake, like in the form of dozens, but also that very distant you can hear at least one or two.
We need to go. We need to go now. Give me the keys.
I mean, they're already in the fucking ignition. Get fucking here and let's get the fuck out of here.
Okay, we need to go to the
Get in
mountains.
the damn car. We gotta go.
Are there mountains nearby? We need to go someplace high. They can't find us if we're up someplace high.
That's
And he
not
just
how
like
that
starts
works.
driving in a direction away from the sound.
All right. So as the party is now on the run and disappears, we're going to go into a phase of Call of Cthulhu we haven't gotten to do before, which is downtime. So I'm going to say that over the next 6 months, y'all are running and hiding and trying to plan like what to do and where to go. But like every time you get moments of rest, there's agents nearby snooping. It seems to be fucking everywhere. They're like, everyone's a fucking agent. But that gives you time to practice some skills, study some things, take some time to bond with each other. That's a way to recover sanity. Also just straight up recover sanity. So I'll ask everyone, what would you be doing for self-improvement while constantly on the run for 6 months?
Well, the real question that I have, so Klifton was able to hypnotize me for 24 hours. Is Bucky still, like, does he still need to go back to the lake?
So I would say every time you wake up, you hear them calling and you feel a strong urge to go. But the further you get away from the lake, the easier it is for you to like cool yourself. So y'all go like way east in the Upper Peninsula, maybe even cross the bridge into Canada for a bit before like coming back. But
Gotta go to
you're
the
at
mountain
least
range. It's
during the
fine.
montage safe until you return to the mitten.
Okay. So this is a Michigan-only problem. Got it. Yeah, I think that Bucky... He's really, like, before he was like, doubling down with Klifton to, like, get that, like, namaste, like, deep breathing exercises. But I think when, like, he realizes that his fuck-up led to Revna not leaving the lake, I think he's going to try and like really focus on himself, and not in like a self-serving kind of way, but in a way where it's like, okay, like I need to be more aware of these things that are happening. And I think his like reflection of what he's going to do, he wants to learn because he's good at driving, but he wants to learn cars from Maggie, if she'll teach him. And he just wants to try and be... He doesn't want to be a liability, I would think. And I think that he's, like, actively trying not to be.
Okay.
And then he also, like, will say weird shit, like he calls top bunk. Like, he, like, if anything, like, if you get, like, an IKEA bed, it is one of those where, like, the desk is underneath and then you sleep, like, right close to the roof. And he's always, like, putting it in, like, a loft or a high place. Like, it's just, he's really about heights right now.
Okay. What about Klifton and Maggie?
I there's no way I wouldn't be trying to cure him or help him with that. It's just the way Klifton is, and under hypnosis you can help with stuff like that. So
Okay.
I would
So-
be trying
Klifton. So, would you be using hypnotism to try and treat it like an amnestic and like remove the experience from?
right. Yeah,
Okay,
of the
okay.
lake. I've got the hypnosis thing here if we need to look it up. I got a little folder
Okay.
of all that. So if we want to go to Maggie, and I'll look real quick. Or
Perfect.
something.
So yeah, what's Maggie's montage?
Oh boy. So I didn't get to look into it because I didn't think I'd get 6 months. Um, because of I think Grease Monkey, I have the talent Weird Science, which allows me to make some weird science gadget.
Okay.
Which my original thought was to make some sort of gadget that would allow Bucky to not be attracted to the lake, but if that's not an issue,
Until we get back to Michigan.
until we get Michigan. My original plan to try and save Bucky, if that became an issue, was to like rewire the GPS to use the radio signals to whatever, blah blah blah. And I don't know what I want to do with it. But with 6 months, I have a ton of time to actually build something. But aside from that, I am going to because Revna is now gone, which has hit Maggie kind of hard. She also recognizes that, we have lost a big part of our arsenal, aka the entire arsenal. So Maggie would probably practice some of her fighting skills. While brawling isn't bad, she has 0 ability with firearms aside from the regular one. So she would probably train up that along with helping Bucky learn how to work with cars in case anything were to happen to me. They wouldn't be, caught with their pants down. And I'd be working on some sort of gadget that would help us as we're on the run to make sure we're. I don't know. I'm trying to think what would be better. Something that would just help us, like, move cars or places easier, or like to carry our junk around with us and be able to leave in a moment's notice. Like something along those lines, I think, is what she would want to make. Probably like something. Yeah, it's something probably like help wise because of her time with Mikey. That little bit of like, sanity damage she took and insanity she took from working with Mikey would probably help out with figuring with some sort of like helping mechanism.
Okay. All right. Does your talent require you to make any checks or anything when you make the gadget, or is it just during like these long moments they happen?
I am gonna look at the book and see what it says.
All right. So then let's circle back to Bucky's self-improvement stuff. Every 2 months, one of these like phases of either recovering sanity or training happens. So since it's 6 months, you have a total of 3 rolls. You mentioned like self-improvement. You can use a couple of those rolls to like fortify some skills. You can like train in a new skill, or if you want, you can spend like the time like studying to increase your intelligence. These are all like options and ideas. How exactly are you improving Bucky?
So Bucky's sanity, he had some miserable rolls, but his sanity is actually fine. I have over 60 points in my sanity right now. Again, I rolled like crap, but so I think that he doesn't necessarily need to bolster his sanity because that's not the issue. But I think that so mechanical repair, he would want to try and increase. I think that he would want to try and increase his fast talk.
Fast talk. Okay.
Or he'd want to increase his charm, not necessarily his fast talk, because
Charm.
yeah, charm would be easier. And if they've been on the run for 6 months, he would have had to like pass something as far as that goes. And then I think he would also want to learn electronic repair.
Okay.
So mechanical and electronic repair, and then
So these two can be helped. Does anyone else have any points in charm?
actually instead of charm, I think he would learn handgun.
Learn gun. Okay. So the only one of these that I'll have you roll for, because Maggie will be able to help you learn mech repair and electronics, would be for gun. Go ahead and do it with a bonus die, because you have the time to practice often.
Okay. Still a failure.
Okay, so then it's what, 1d10?
Okay.
And then by default, you're getting 1d10 from mech and electronics.
Okay. So I gained 3 points in handgun. And
Okay,
then I gained 10 points in machine repair.
Nice.
Good. Brings that total to 49. And then my electronic repair, I got 3 additional points as well, which brings it to 34.
Fantastic. Now, Klifton, I know you mentioned you wanted to work on healing up Bucky a bit. Are there any skill checks required from your hypnosis to do this, or is this more over time?
It's I posted it over here in the chat. May be attempted on a character suffering mental trauma, eliminating the effects of phobia or mania. For one occasion, a series of successful hypnotherapy sessions are needed to fully cure someone of a phobia. Minimum of 1d6 sessions at the keeper's discretion.
All right, so I rolled a d6. I'm going to say you need to succeed in a hypnosis twice. So that'll be 2 of your periods.
Okay.
So for 4 months, you are focused on making Bucky better. Let's do it.
All right.
Same deal. Give yourself bonus dice for this montage, because everyone is focusing hard on this.
Okay. So with the bonus die, we will huck the bonus die aside. So a success, a normal success.
That's 1. Boop, boop.
Okay.
Round 2.
Another success.
Oh my
Just
God.
a normal success.
Okay, so Bucky, would you rather have healed your obsession to return to the lake or your acromania? You can remove one of these negative things.
Well, Bucky doesn't see his acromania as a bad thing, so yeah, the lake.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah. He loves being up high. It's great.
And then you
Dude, it's not a hard decision.
That's why I just steepled and kept quiet. I'm like, oh my God.
I'm still here. I'm sorry.
It's all right. So that does give you the remaining 2 months to improve a skill if you wanted to.
So knowing that this is a computerized world and that I'm falling behind, using my library use to use local libraries, I start to teach myself computers, because unless you are amazing at it.
I got 35 in computer use.
Computer use? Oh, no. I probably have like a 15 or something at that.
I've got 5 currently, the base. So I suppose I will try to.
Well, really high probability that you will successfully level it up. So go for computer use.
Okay. 14. So
All right. 1d10.
All right.
And that is Klifton. So I know one of Maggie's checks is going to be for guns, at least.
Yeah.
And that
Since
was it.
there
The
is-
3. I'm good.
Yep. Afterwards, we'll do sanity too, because you all are recovering sanity throughout this, but to help unclog.
Now, I know I 100% saw more information about weird science somewhere because I saw that it took
Yep.
a long time to make things. It took like a week.
It's like
Month, etc.
chapter 5, I think, talks about. I can look it up for you.
I just like the only thing is I find like the small little paragraph that's just like, hey, it's weird science. Your keeper is gonna tell you what you're allowed to do and not do.
Is this in the Pulp Cthulhu rules or the regular Cthulhu rules?
Right now I'm looking at the Pulp Cthulhu, though I did jump over to the Investigator's Handbook and also got some more
It's
results.
science type gadgets. Oh, the hero gains the ability to create weird science. Found it. Page 86, it says. Bear with us as we double check some rules, everyone, to make sure that we can make some gadgets and gizmos.
I guess it's just the regular gadgets. Roll?
Roll games. Should be really good. Yeah, it seems that it is merely just it needs downtime to do. It's not really a skill check. So come up with a concept of an object. You were mentioning a helper object. I was picturing maybe you like made like a rob or something like with hands that could help people, or if you had some other idea.
No, yeah, definitely something along those lines. Something very heavily inspired by Mikey. The really creepy friend I made back at the foundation.
Nice.
It
All right.
seems
So
like it
you
was so long ago now.
right. So we'll say 2 out of 3 of your periods is to make a new Mikey. I'll call it for now until we get the mechanics figured out. New
Mhm.
Mikey. And then for the third phase, you want to roll for guns.
Yeah, can I roll for gun?
Mm-hmm. Roll for gun.
Here's my thing. Here it is. I have so many PDFs open right now. Oh, that's definitely going to be a pass. Yep. Just a regular old pass.
Awesome.
Once I see that 1 on the die, I'm just like, easy.
Better, Mikey.
Like, nothing's
right.
better than Mikey.
So then the other thing is recovering sanity. And that's pretty simple to do. For each of the 2-month phases, you're going to roll a D100. If you get 1 through 90, you're going to recover sanity. If you roll higher than that, you're going to lose some sanity, but it's not like super loss.
Per period, you said?
Yep. So 3 times in total. Each time you pass, roll a D6 and recover it. Every time you fail, roll a D3 and lose it. And as they figure that out, I will narrate a little bit at the end of the 6 months. So while the party was recovering their madnesses, coping with the loss of their friend / powerhouse Revna. Shit, who has the gun? Did the gun stay with y'all, or because Revna passed off the gun, right?
Yeah, all of the weapons and gear that we had were in the car.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just the turtle then.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 months of driving around and hiding and running and practicing and healing. Y'all find yourselves in like the middle of Canada in a like old gas station that is run down, and the party is camping out for the night here. It is, well, it's wintertime now, and it's wintertime in Canada, so it blows right now. And as y'all are trying to like get a fire started and bundle up, let me know. It has thumbs up if everyone's gotten their sanity rolls knocked out. All right.
Luck.
Luck
about
is at the beginning of play.
Those are just beginning of session.
Okay. So even though we've had the downtime, nothing happens with luck.
Nope.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Whoa.
You are unlucky.
Yeah.
Used a
Um,
lot though.
so yeah, it is the first time in a while that y'all have heard a voice come through one of the headsets in the car. You're all in, we'll say you're in the gas station right now as you hear the crackled static sound of someone operating a radio. One of you must have left the radio on.
I immediately go and see who the fuck messed with my shit that I worked really hard to make work into this probably new car.
All right. As you get back to the car, the radio itself is crackling and staticky, and there's a little bit of glitching happening on the GPS. And suddenly there is a little notification in the bottom right corner that says you have received a message. You realize this technically shouldn't be possible because you removed the ability to exist or be tracked from this computer, but someone sent you a message.
Creep the fuck out. I'm assuming like what's happened over the 6 months also is we've just employed a buddy system, even though there's only 3 of us. That we will always just be together. Because the one time we weren't, terrible things happened. So I'm gonna like I'm not within like arm's reach of the guys, but I am like pretty close to them. So I'm just gonna wait for them to like I give them the look of just like, hey, come over here before I even mess with anything, just in case.
Bucky has a bag of like the everything chips, like the like ketchup flavor ones that you can only get in Canada. Like he's adopted the Canadian lifestyle, and he's just like to him it's like, this is insane. You can find these everywhere, but like, yeah.
And Klifton doesn't look at what Maggie's doing. He's watching everything else, but he's right there, listening and stuff, and he's keeping an eye on, watching our backs, basically.
And as soon as everyone's like somewhere near, if in case any shit goes down, I click around to figure out where the fuck this message is going to come from.
Oh, where it's coming from? Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a computer use before opening the message, kind of like see whether or not you can figure out where it was sent, how it even got here.
Can I
How does the
assist on
messaging system on a GPS work? Sure. Go ahead and take a... So actually what happens is Bucky would then make a computer use check. If you successfully pass, then Maggie gets a bonus die.
Maggie, I succeeded. Does that count towards the
That does
end of
count.
session? Hell yeah.
Yep. So Maggie gets a bonus
Computers.
die while finagling on this computer, as Bucky once in a while is like, aren't you supposed to be using this menu here?
It's the drop down from the push menu.
Oh my god, thank god. I got a 15. That is a pass.
Yay.
I have
Okay.
my PDF on way too large. I need to make this smaller so I can see my rolls.
So as you look through the computer and try and figure out where this data is coming from, you confirm a few things. One, it is a video file someone has sent you as a message. Two, there very much should not be any system able to track you right now unless someone is looking at you with like a camera satellite or something. So that is spoopy. But then the final thing is where the message came from. It was sent from Site 11.
The call is coming from inside the car.
As I'm reading all of this, I'm looking around also the parking lot for other cars that may or may not be available. And I'm just like, I get it. And I click into the body of the message to see what the fuck somebody sent us, and I'm just saying, I'm relaying the messages or the information to Bucky and whispering it so Klifton can also hear it.
All right, so you open up the like email style message and see that there's a single video file titled "Play Me." Do you play it?
I think Bucky would recommend like we can play it, but we should get to somewhere high first. Like on top of a hill. That way, look, if there's anybody trying to track us down, we want to get vantage point, you know? Like if they send us a message, like we want to be able to scope it out, find everybody. High places. And that's kind of like been his thing for the last 6 months as well. Like that wasn't his thing before. It is now.
Klifton has taken to like putting couch cushions on the floor and sleeping low just so he can have that, because it doesn't bother Klifton, you know.
It's like we've just been humoring Bucky. We know it's been hard on him these past
forever. Yeah.
yeah.
It's never not been hard on Bucky.
I say I think I'll say I think let's see, I'll watch it. You guys get out of earshot of it. Like still like look at me, be able to see me in case this is some fucky shit. But if it's like some audio shit, I don't want you guys to hear it and get mesmerized or whatever the fuck is happening nowadays. I have what do I call? I have Robbie here, my little helper bot. So like if like something happens, maybe they'll slap me out of it or like stop the video, so you guys can come help me. Because I feel like I'm the more fortunate of us, and possibly has the most luck points of us all right now.
We will say that mechanically speaking, Robbie has the ability that so long as they are sitting or standing next to you, you will get a bonus die for skill checks made.
Oh, I like that.
Just
Thank you
hold
for
Robbie
making
in one
decisions
hand
so I
and a
don't
gun
have
in the other.
Yeah.
He like arms reach out, stabilizes it from underneath, so that way you have like the steady hand.
Pulls the clip out and swaps in a new one. But yes, so
Thanks, Robbie. You're the best.
yeah, so you and Robbie will press play as Klifton and Bucky take safe distances.
Bucky's like climbing a tree.
Make a climb check.
Yeah.
While you do that, this is what Maggie sees.
I failed. A crit failed. Just
First
Nice.
branch you grab just fucking
Take
Snaps.
1 point of damage
Yeah.
as you eat shit.
oh
Right,
yeah.
so here is the video that you get, Maggie. Can you see me? Can you hear me? I shouldn't have much time. They made a mistake and plugged me in. I need your help. Can you come and rescue me? I can take you wherever you need to go.
Who the fuck are you?
The video ends.
Okay, well, first of all, you didn't give me any information to work off of. How the fuck am I supposed to rescue a fucking ghost? Can I like replay the video?
Sure. So you play through the video a couple of times. Fortunately, nothing changes in the video, which is always good. But it's that same looping image of a smiling mouth, some segmented eyes, asking for help. Someone made a mistake plugging me in.
I'll look at Klifton and Bucky and give like the it's safe hand. hand signal that I'm sure we figured out over the break.
Bucky's holding his arm like he hurt himself, but he nods.
It's just used to it by now.
Oh yeah.
Actually very used to it. This is actually super common that you just fall off of it.
Fall off. Yeah, no, all the time now.
Can I first aid him?
It's for
Get
1
him his
point.
point
It's
back.
fine.
You absolutely may make a first aid attempt.
Aha!
Might as well squeeze in some skill ups.
Exactly. That's where did they're under my other hand.
I have to imagine that Bucky's like jumped on my back a couple of times just to,
Get a little higher.
get higher. Yeah, get a little higher. Get his fix in.
I squeaked in that first aid check. just squeak.
Nice. All right. So recover 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Put a cold
Oh,
pack
yeah.
on your arm and kiss it. And you're all better.
Let's get the fuck out of this place. Let's move forward. Wherever you want to go, Bucks.
What'd you see? What was in there?
You say that as I'm popping like the bottom of the GPS and like messing with some wires to make sure like the last time I was doing maintenance I didn't fuck something up.
Was it God?
No, it was some fucking weird ass shit. I look the same, right? Nothing's different about me.
And Klifton does his insane recall thing.
They look exactly the way you remember them.
Okay. No, you would appear to be you in all your you-ness.
And I think it's pretty safe to play this video then. And before I take the GPS offline, I'll play the video for them to watch.
Real quick question, meta question.
Mhm.
Do we know about the hard drive that Maggie had?
Oh,
Yeah, did you ever mention it to them?
Would you have mentioned it to us over 6
Probably.
months?
yeah, probably over 6 months. Probably there is a night where we were just all really in our feels, around the campfire in the middle of the woods talking about our regrets. And I probably brought up the hard drive.
Okay, so then Klifton will recall that and say something about, could this be that drive that you discussed?
Yeah, wasn't there
I
a
have no-
ghost or something in there?
I have no fucking clue. I never plugged that shit in. Shit's scary. Someone tells you this will rip out your soul, and you don't plug that shit in. So I have no idea. I never saw what was on it. I hardly remember what was on the paper.
If anyone would like, since Maggie did share the information about the hard drive and y'all have checked this video out, if you want to give me an occult check to see if you can figure out what the hell is going on with this email ghost business.
That's a negatory ghostwriter.
Occult or Cthulhu mythos?
This particular would be occult.
I mean, I could try rolling for it.
No harm in trying. Unless you push it.
That's a negatory on my part.
Mhm.
You know,
I'll push.
get rid of that die.
Holy crap. Okay, I rolled 45 and I was ready to spend my remaining 30 some hit points luck points, most of them. But pushing it, I got a 20. So yes, I barely succeed.
Fantastic. All right. So mark the skill.
Oh.
And based on all the information in your insane recall, it seems that either there's some sort of very advanced sentient AI in that hard drive, or, and since Maggie has been mentioning ghosts a whole bunch, it could very well, with all you've seen since you've entered this world, it could very well have been a data form of a soul.
Klifton would definitely go with that thinking. You know, that it's probably a trapped soul. Someone downloaded their soul, maybe, and he'll kind of expound on that a little bit to.
Since Maggie also did tell everyone about this, Klifton's insane recall would remind Maggie that you did get an instruction manual with it too.
Which is also not on my person.
Oh, you left it with a drive?
Yeah. Oh no, actually no, I wouldn't have, because it had me on it. It was directed at me. So no, I guess I wouldn't I would still have it on me somewhere.
Wait,
Okay.
so can you like copy and paste a soul and have like infinite souls? I don't know if that's a thing anyone would necessarily want, but like
Klifton actually takes that seriously, and you can see him like doing the weird blank out recall kind of thing on that. That's an amazing idea. He doesn't say anything, sorry.
he
But,
just learned about copy and paste the other day and he's like, "Oh my god.
God, the
You
possibility.
could control C the ghost."
Just click and drag that soul.
I don't think so. I mean, like, files degrade if you keep copy and pasting them. I assume that happens with souls, then that'd probably be bad. But like, what the?
Do we okay.
Ah.
So it's at 11. It's at base 11.
And
It's
you
at side
said-
11. Yeah.
You said something about an owner's manual?
Yeah. It's somewhere back there. It's somewhere in the bag.
Oh yeah. I arcane insight that one. Super speed read it.
All right.
as we
I'm
go
assuming you've
driving.
already read it. TVA. I didn't.
Something to read, yeah.
Yeah.
well, okay. Either way.
So for
yeah.
memory's sake, I'll reread the instruction manual to y'all.
Thank you.
So, step 1, connect the hard drive to your systems using a USB cable, then wait for the drivers to be installed. Step 2, once the drivers are installed, copy your artificial intelligence files to the item. Please note that the file sizes are listed. Hard drive space can be ignored during this step. Step 3, access the external hard drive from your operating system. Please note that only Windows XP, Windows 7, and Auction House operating systems are supported. Step 4, select the files or files associated with your artificial intelligence and right-click. Then click Convert Soul. Step 5, the soul is ready for offering. Treat the external hard drive as you would any soul receptacle. Anywhere you would position a human being for offering or sacrifice is a position the hard drive may occupy during your ritual. Tips and tricks. The item is indestructible. Fire, lightning, cold, or extra-dimensional ripple effects will not damage the item. Once the soul has been taken, the item is available for future use, following the same steps as above. Warning. Do not attempt to use the item in any ritual that requires bloodletting from the offering. We are not responsible for deaths which result from such misuse of the item.
Yes. So, it was full when you possessed it, and now it wishes to be free.
Is that... I don't want to sound mean. Is that our problem? Because there are a lot of guys with a lot of guns, and I can only hit so many people with a car.
Yes, we indeed would need further assistance. Maybe, possibly, you know, any... He uses our code symbol for hand, you know, the serpent's
Oh
hand.
yeah.
Never to say it out loud, because you never know what they might be listening through. A healthy paranoia has come unto us, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. It's healthy. Totally healthy.
Hmm.
Especially if they're listening right now.
I go back to just messing with the GPS and the wires and everything, making sure that I didn't fuck anything up. At this point, just fiddling with it as Maggie thinks.
All right.
I'm
You can give me an electronics check to see if anything had been tampered with since the last time you installed it.
fucking flew. Electronics. Yes, that's a pass.
You do find that some things have been changed in the GPS since you last installed it into this Sunbird, but etched in, like with like a little knife and a hammer or something like that, says, "Don't worry, it was me," signed 343.
Son of a fucking motherfucker. And I just close up the underneath panel and just shove it all up back in there. I mean, we've just been aimless for the past 6 months. We haven't fucking done anything. All we've been doing is running. Like, we have to make some choice at this point. We have to go for some direction if we're just going to go find these guys, or if we're going to go back and, I don't know, find a way out of this place. If that's even still our goal, do we still want to get out of here? Do we want to go back to our own places?
I mean, I did enjoy the library.
I've only, like, I don't necessarily want to go back to where I was. I just want to find Claire.
And you remember, Bucky, that besides the lake, the last place that Claire was allegedly at was also Site 11.
Ain't that just the way? All right.
I mean, we could look for help before we go.
Who are we going to ask for help? Are we going to, like, put up flyers and be like, hey, do you want to fight a shadow organization with us? Accepting all applicants.
I mean, we could
Also,
ask
do you
another
know a
shadow
basis?
organization. I mean, we know an anarchist if they didn't get caught with their very, very slow movement. Actually, thinking about it now, do you think that slug survived? He's dead. He's definitely dead, right?
I don't know if they deaded him. Like, he could hide. He was just a slug. Right? I mean, Klifton, didn't you say he was just like a slug? He was like a brightly colored slug or something? I never met him.
Yes, and from what I remember, slugs can live a very long time.
I'm sure he's fine. But no, I think you're right. I think getting help from, and he wiggles his fingers, probably not a bad idea.
And then I guess see if they have any information. I mean, 343's knows him, so
3-4.
and he's in and out of 11 all the time.
So,
I mean, yeah, but God's also the reason we're in all this mess. If he didn't take the cat, Revna would still be alive. We wouldn't have murdered people. Knowing, well,
I mean, we've talked about this, Bucky. We can't just keep putting it all on other people. We have to take responsibility for our actions.
no, I think that putting it on God isn't really, like, that's a fair, like, point of causality, right? That's the word?
and Maggie, are you saying that this video came to us via something God did?
Yeah, he rewired my shit at the bottom. He said, left a note for me. Said, don't worry.
Literally,
I did this.
We're on a mission from not God.
Basically.
It's just like Men in Black.
So I guess, I mean, you're the one who knows the most about him, Klifton.
I
Clifton, your insane recall remembers the last line of dialogue you got from 343 before fleeing from that area, and that they said they would be within earshot when they went behind that building.
So I'm assuming he's been listening to us for 6 months.
It's possible.
And again, we understand that time is different for him. So, yeah. I think what Klifton's going to do at this point, because I have to imagine Klifton is in the back of the car all the time because Bucky wants to drive, and there's no way Maggie's going to let Bucky navigate. So Klifton's probably usually in the back. So he'll half lotus, pull his feet up onto the seat, and he'll try to use clairvoyance to figure out who and or what, what is our next step, who do we need to find, that sort of thing. Like, do we need,
All
try
right.
to get a segue to the new character, maybe.
Give me a clairvoyance check to
All right.
figure out what is our next step and who do we need to find.
Awesome. That is a very extreme, not quite critical, but very extreme, a 0.5.
Nice. Well, with an extreme success, you will get quite a lot of your questions answered.
Okay.
When the first thought of who should we find, you get the image of Maggie's room, and you are looking at the bookshelf, and then it flashes, and you are in a small gas station a mile outside of the first border of Site 11, and you see 343 sitting there, like legs crossed, the foot hovering in the air, is like bobbing. They don't seem to be upset or impatient, but they're like, this is where I'm supposed to be. And as 343 turns towards you and looks, and they point, the image flashes again, and you see someone sitting in a containment cell, a cell designed for SCPs.
Okay.
What does Val look like?
Huh, so many buttons. Okay, hello. Sitting in the containment cell, very thin, almost emaciated, with these large, spooky, very sad eyes, long, very pale blonde hair, very pale skin, is a woman, girl, person who's just probably sitting at the edge of their bed, and just sort of staring around the room gloomily.
Val, you get a weird sensation, kind of like the sensation you always get every time 343 would come into the cell to chat with you. That weird human who can walk through walls. You kind of feel like there's some sort of entity looking at you.
I think that she sort of looks up as though somebody has called her, and she looks around the room, and then she just looks directly at whatever she feels the sensation coming from.
And the last flash takes you to the eyes of Bucky as they itch at one of their pockets where a small circular item is protruding from. The flash switches back to 343, who's standing up now and kind of stretching. Well, sounds like we're about to get started with a lot of stuff, so you have everything you need, and I'll see you on the other side. All right, let's light some Molotovs. And you are done with your clairvoyance.
I give him the little namaste kind of thing, and and I know what we need to do.
And as Klifton says that, the camera shifts to Val. As you were sitting in this cell, you've been here for a while. It's been, I mean, it's hard to determine time in a place that they will not let you near anything besides this mattress and testing rooms. But it's been a long time since they first found you and locked you up for testing. The only companion that you have is 343, who every once in a while strolls through your wall, sometimes just passing through, sometimes stopping to visit you. The last time they visited you, they gifted you a book with language you just cannot comprehend, but it gives you a familiar feeling, like it's something in your skill set if you can just unlock it. And they asked you to keep a hold of it, keep it hidden, and that someone known as the Wanderer would be able to help you understand this book. What's Val up to in this cell? Oh,
out of character. What language is the book written in?
It is written in some sort of curved runic scripture. It is not in any language anyone in this party would know.
Okay.
But I guess since 343 has been visiting you a lot, they might have mentioned the name of the language. They say it's from a group of people that use Sarkic as a way of speech and culture.
Ooh, can you put that in writing?
Yes. Sarkic.
Interesting.
So, since you've been here, since you fucking struggled through your ordeals to just stay alive, it's been getting noisier lately. Ever since you've been here, it's been noisy, like almost like clockwork. At a certain point per day or whatever, suddenly there's a bunch of alarms, a bunch of gunfire, and a bunch of really calm voices. You never see what happens, but it does seem to get more intense with each passing occurrence.
I think she just sort of sits on the mattress and like looks sad and gloomy.
A familiar voice chimes in. Oh, what's got you so down? I thought you were going to be excited for today.
It's not like I can do anything.
Well, yeah, not from here, that's for sure. So I normally don't like steal often. I borrow a lot, like a lot. But I did put something just outside your cell. So that I'm technically not stealing it and giving it to you. You'll be the one who finds it. I think that works out in my heart. And next time you hear those sounds, which should be, I don't keep a watch, so I don't know. But yeah, it sounds like you're gonna be meeting some people who can help you out pretty soon.
Okay. It doesn't help me with being stuck in this cell, though.
Oh no, it will though. It will. It might not make sense just yet, but this is definitely your last night here. I promise you that. But I have been kind of playing sides a little unfairly lately. So this is probably going to be the last time I can help you and your upcoming companions out. So I've given you all the pieces you could need to find what you're trying to find and get out of this place alive. So I'm cheering for y'all. I hope that y'all can make it out of this before everything falls apart.
She nods. So I find the Wanderer, and then we go rescue Dr. Palmer.
Yeah. And Dr. P should be able to take you the rest of the way.
She nods and then just sort of like hugs the book to her chest. And then waits.
And as you are hugging this book, 343 turns and walks through the wall and waves a farewell. And suddenly, like seconds after they disappear, Lights turn red, alarms start blaring, and the gunfire starts. But something's different this time. Whoever's the people that normally are shooting are no longer winning, as there are screams of pain and terror accompanying these calm voices for once. You think this is the time to go. And that is where we will end this session.
Ah! Fucking, what a great game. Oh my god. Okay, so we just finished, but before we even get into anything, holy shit, media. God damn.
This has been chaos.
Ah, my god, this is good chaos, but it's always great chaos whenever you're on the channel. Again, I'm so thankful for this. Where can we find you? What do you do?
That's a fantastic question. Hello, everybody. I am Mediaflare. I am a voice actor and streamer, although I have not been on Twitch in a while, and I need to rectify that. On my own Twitch, specifically. You can find me here, obviously, Thursdays, as well as Sundays. I have an upcoming project that'll be launching on Fridays soon. I don't have an official starting date for that, so I really can't tell you much about it. And I will be having my voice appear in a couple of new things coming up, so that'll be interesting. Otherwise, if you are looking for voice work and or someone to join your table, my DMs are open. DanaeKeener.com.
And PB, where can we find you? What do you do?
You can find me at PB Plays Inside anywhere and everywhere. You can find me streaming here on twitch.tv, and you can find me on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over at twitch.tv/Praxagorithemosphoria's channel, playing a high-level D&D campaign, which we will be starting next Saturday is when the whole party gets together. Right now, this week, we're doing the last of our character introductions, which will be very cool. It's going to be a bard/warlock who is a bard scorned and a wizard in a world where arcana magic is not beloved, to say the least. So it's going to be an interesting character introduction for both of them. They're both great characters from what I've heard so far. So tune in over there, and you can find me on my own channel Monday through Friday, on random days, doing mostly Destiny and some TTRPG stuff here and there. But that's what I'm doing.
Sorry, I was looking at the new layout. Hello, everybody. And if you made it this far, you probably already know who I am. And if you don't, hey, Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this on Monday, Thursday, and Sunday, currently at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Once I get my new work schedule figured out, because I have a different job already from the job that I was at previously. I've been through I've been through at least 2 jobs on this campaign. Anyways, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's great. Don't miss it. If you have, don't worry. All of our videos are up at youtube.com/Indoor Adventures, or you can find us anywhere audio casts are being made available for free. Come on in. Check it out. DanaeKeener.com. Nope, you skipped Greybeard. He was just going to let it go, and you were also muted.
What? What?
We did so good last time.
Greybeard's Tavern. I'm used to being skipped on this show, and it's great. I love it. You can find me here on Thursdays, of course, and on my own channel at Greybeard Tavern on Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we play with all kinds of weapons. And Tavern Sparrow just got back from Italy, so I've got some new stuff, not these, but something else new. And we'll continue with the storyline there. We're in the latest update, the Sunwalker storyline, and other than that, if you have one-shots that you'd like an old hand at this to play in, give me a DM, and I'm always on Twitter. That's it for me, GB.
Hey, I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. You can also find me at Danae Keener on Twitter. I've got a pinned tweet there. You can see my schedule and all the things that I do. Like drawings that are nerdy and have to do with D&D and a lot of things on this channel. So go and check it out, DanaeKeener.com.
And with that, that is our game for the evening. But before we go, I'd like to say once again, Mediaflare, thank you so much for running this game. It has been a blast having you be our keeper. I love Call of Cthulhu. This game's great and weird. It's spooky as fuck. It's been a great time. Thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by and join us. And then, of course, thank you to these players for putting up with our bullshit once again this week. We'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.